Okay, so I got someone got mad at me, for naysaying this COVID-19 thing, and I want to make it very clear that I'm saying that the death projection is too high, and that it doesn't match the rest of the world. For it to be 100,000 people, it would have to be doing something totally different, and the amount of deaths we would need daily would have to be, sustained at over 1,500 deaths over 60 days. And those numbers are just not there. That is my position on this. Nowhere else in the world has this been like this. Not even close. And we are, we come after everybody who already went through this. So, we're last in line here, right? So we already have the knowledge that the other countries have. So we had more time to prepare. We live in the United States. We have, we have the best. We have the most money, the best healthcare, the best equipment. We have the American spirit. We have all that and all the intangibles to go with this, right? So that's why I'm saying that I doubt that we're going to do 10 times worse than Italy. I doubt that we're going to do as bad as the other 10 worst affected countries. That's where my doubt comes in. Another thing that's really upsetting me is the increase in and another thing that's really upsetting me is the increase in, first it was 6 feet, then don't wear a mask, now it's wear a mask, now it's don't go shopping. It's like a new thing every day to be afraid of, or a new, something to make it like more and more real, or these new guidelines are coming out, but the virus hasn't changed. There's no new symptoms. Like I said, I see people walking outside in a wide open field with a mask on, that's not what this virus does, right? This isn't some cloud of some nerve agent. It's a virus, right? And that's it. So when people are just falling in line on this, it's driving me bonkers, because the facts are that the virus has not changed, right? So why are we adding? And then another thing is, when you get personal, right? People are saying, well, if you had a loved one die from this, then you'll change your opinion about it. And it's like, that's kind of a shitty thing to say, right? Because it's what am I supposed to do here? I'm supposed to go, well, yeah, right? Yeah. But at some point we have to be adults, right? Like, when my father died, they didn't stop the fucking economy, right? Every time someone dies, we don't, it sucks for that individual and affected, and but it's like a part of life. But like the other part of life is life goes on, right? Life goes on. Even if, God forbid, 100 million people die from this thing, what do? We pick up the pieces and go. We don't shut down. I'm not trying to be cold or heartless, right? But we are seeing that the majority of the people who are dying from this are immune compromised, or have an underlying condition, or are elderly, right? I seen, 3 children have died from this in the United States. That's fucking terrible. But it's not a high percent. It's not ravishing young people. It's ravishing old and elderly and sick, immune compromised people, just like everything else. And I know they don't want you like comparing other sicknesses, other flus, or the H1N1 or whatever, because it's not the same thing. And you're right, it's not the same thing, right? H1N1 infected 61 million people in the United States. 61 million people got infected in the United States from H1N1. 17,000 people died from it. Or 17 or 12,000 people died from it, right? in the whole world, there's only a million people, 1.3 million people who are infected by this thing, right? In the whole world, 75,000 people have died. Yeah, you're right. It's not like H1N1. How come we didn't shut down the economy then? The biggest takeaway from this, for me, is it's not this one that bothers me, right? It's the next one, because this one is proven that they found out the solution to scare everyone into their houses, to scare everyone into closing their businesses, and they have a proven method now, right? They figured it out. The next time this comes out, right? At first with this, most people were reluctant to even social distance, right? And then some people, they social distance, and then they'll work on it a bit, and then more and more people kind of get on board, and now everybody's doing it, and now everybody's scared, and now everybody's, because it's real, right? They put you, they make you stand outside the grocery store, right? 50 people at a time, 6 feet away. Everyone's got to wear a mask. Even a guy like me, who's like, this is total crap. I got to stand for 2 hours to get my groceries, looking at all the people all anxious and worried, and just how it feels. You're just in this weird situation, right? How am I going to walk out of there and go, it's still no big deal, right? You got to throw the whole rigmarole. It's going to be a scary, weird, thing, and so psychologically they have to make it seem so bad, right? So then you do that. And then, like I said, it's not this time I'm worried about. It's the next time. Because what happens next time is they go, COVID's back. So now some people are immediately going to go, oh, it's a COVID. Withdraw. Back in the houses, stock up on toilet paper, shut down the business, grab the money from the banks, right? And then whatever happens, right? We survive it. So now those people, 2 times, they're programmed. COVID-19, all I got to do, I know exactly what to do, right? We used to know what to do when we got sick, right? If I got sick, if I couldn't go to work, I stayed the fuck home, right? Not that I ever had that option. But, you stay home, you take your vitamins, you take some whatever medicine, and you get better and you go back to work, right? You blow your nose and you wash your damn hands, right? That's what we used to do. Now, what we do from now on, because they got us now, this is the new normal. The new normal is next time COVID-19 or the next thing comes along, it's going to be, okay, everyone withdraw, social distance. We know automatically. It's automatic. I'm going to wake up in the morning. I'm going to see it on the news and go, okay, well, you're not going to school today. We're going to cancel the trip. You know what I mean? Start stocking up on stuff because that's normal. That's what I do. And then next time, it's just, so there's 3 times. Old habit. Old, and more people come together, and it's a consciousness of, okay, we know what to do now. We know how to prepare for this. When it's not even, right? It's not even there. It's there. The sickness is there, but the normal, the way to get healthy and be healthy is to be outside, is to be social with people, is to go to work and have a purpose, and and live not in fear and not in anxiety. They're literally telling us that, okay, there's a sickness out there, and the cure for it is to isolate and live in fear. And that's the new normal. And then they're going to give us the vaccine. And the thing with the vaccine is this. I never got a flu shot. You might get a flu shot. But it worked the same way. The process came through the same way. The flu was bad one year. And then they said, okay, well, we got a vaccine for this, right? So most people in the beginning were like, I need a vaccine, right? I don't need a vaccine. I'll get over it. I've had this for years or whatever, right? But you see over time, it's like, oh, I gotta go get my flu vaccine. And now it's come all the way to, dude, you didn't get your flu vaccine? What are you, crazy? Right? So, and that's how it changes over time, because it's just, I did it last year, I did it this year, I know what to do next year, and if it ever comes, I'll just do the same thing. So now with this vaccine, they're going to say, well, we're just going to make this part of the regular schedule. Everyone needs to have it, even though, right? Even though no kids are dying from this thing. Practically it's not even a high percentage, or is not a percentage. But no, all kids are going to have to get this vaccine for whatever reason, right? Like at the end of this, we're gonna be able to go back to the numbers and see everyone who got sick and everyone who died from this thing, right? We're gonna be able to look back and say X amount of kids died from this. And regardless of what that number is, they're gonna say, nah, we need it just in case. If we can save this amount of lives, that it's worth it, and it's mandatory, right? Because this whole thing is about, we're staying home because you might get someone else sick. Like, I'm staying home because I might get someone else sick. They don't really care that I get sick, because the disease isn't, as serious for someone in my age group, right? So the whole thing is, do it for the other person, which I'm fine for. But I tell you what, if I'm sick, I stay home, and I don't, I use a tissue, and I wash my hands, right? And when I go take a shit, I wash my hands, right? So that's me saying, hey, yeah, that is normal anyway, right? You don't send your kids to school, and if you're too sick to work, you should stay home. Now, I never really had that option, but if I was too sick to work, I would stay home, right? That's just common sense. So anyway, like I'm saying, it's not this one I'm worried about. It's the next one, because we're going to be trained, and it's all based on fear, so it's primal, and the instinct is going to be like, oh, gotta do this, and really, it's embarrassing. We really gave up everything on this. They crashed the economy. They did that. We didn't do that. Right? There was resistance to this. I don't know. We don't want to do it. And they said, no, it's got to go. We got to shut it down. Shut it all down. But like I'm saying, they got us. They have us, because, and it goes back to, conspiracy theorists. We all know that if you're a conspiracy theorist, you're a loony, you're a nut, But we were taught that, you know what I mean? I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but, and then I guess what really bothers me and was crazy about this is our short-term memory on this. In the fall, there's gonna be this hype. It's programmed in, because we don't want it to happen again, right? We don't. But we're gonna forget that these numbers hopefully fall way short, right? We're gonna forget all this stuff. And okay, the TV said, okay, got it, okay, whatever. I want to be safe. So listen, here's the thing. If I'm wrong on this, then we're all gonna die, right? And if I'm right, and this feels weird, and it stinks a little bit, you gotta go with your gut, okay? So, I think they really did a number on us, and I think it was on purpose. So just don't forget next time they do it, and try to be more vocal about if you see something that's messed up. All right, guys, I'll see you later.